Hello, welcome again. We are covering the subject of principal fluid flow for civil services means IFS and GATE aerospace exam. So we are covering the chapter quasi one-dimensional flow, and the next topic in this chapter is convergent divergent duct. In the previous video or in the previous topic, we have studied that convergent part act as nozzle for subsonic flow and divergent part act as nozzle for supersonic flow. So if we use uh, both part convergent divergent part as a duct and use initially subsonic flow, then its velocity will increase up to Mach number 1 in the convergent part, because convergent part is responsible for increasing the Mach number for subsonic flow. And after that if we use divergent part, then the velocity will further increase, or Mach number will further increase, because this will also behave as nozzle for the flow or supersonic flow. So this the velocity will continuously increase. So convergent divergent duct can behave as nozzle for initial subsonic velocity, or we can say for increasing the uh, velocity from subsonic to supersonic. Convergent divergent part is used. So essential condition for that duct to be nozzle is that here the Mach number 1 should exist and initial velocity should be subsonic. Okay. And now this will behave as nozzle because velocity is increasing as initial Mach number is 1 and final Mach number is initial Mach number is less than 1 and final Mach number is more than 1, and at float the Mach number is 1. Okay. So now if we want this duct to behave as diffuser, then we will take initial supersonic flow. Okay. And will cause the Mach number equal to 1 to exist here at this section. Then we can have further decrease in velocity, because convergent part act as diffuser for supersonic flow and divergent part act as diffuser for subsonic flow. Okay. So here at the inlet of the divergent part, the flow should be subsonic. Okay. Or you should decrease continuously. Okay. So this is the convergent divergent duct, and this is also convergent divergent duct. This is a nozzle because here initial Mach number is less than 1, and here this will be diffuser because here initial Mach number is more than 1. So velocity will increase in these conditions in the same duct when initial Mach number is subsonic, and in the same duct it can decrease when the initial Mach number is supersonic. So this is convergent divergent duct, and I will read these points. For a gas to expand isentropically from subsonic to supersonic speed, it must flow through a convergent divergent duct or steel tube as shown. This is the tube. At the minimum area that divides the convergent and divergent section of the duct, the flow must be sonic. So here Mach number 1 should exist. This minimum area is called throw. This area is called throw. Conversely, for a gas to compress isentropically from supersonic to subsonic speed, it must also flow through a convergent divergent duct with a throat where sonic flow occurs as shown in figure. So here, for supersonic flow to become to cause subsonic flow, uh, same duct can be used, if but inlet flow should be supersonic, and here Mach number 1 should be. Okay. So now the rocket engine which wants exit velocity to be supersonic use this type of structure. So here this is the combustion chamber, fuel is supplied, here oxidizer is supplied, and here the Mach number is less than 1, and here Mach number becomes equal to 1 because velocity increases in this section, and after that there is a divergent section, and after that here the Mach number is equal to 1, or you can say here the Mach number may be greater than 1, and then the Mach number increases in the divergent part, because divergent part is responsible for increasing the Mach number when the velocity is supersonic. Okay. So for this reason the rocket engine have large bell-like nozzle. So this is your bell-like nozzle. Okay. Nozzle shape to expand exhaust gases to a high velocity supersonic speed. So this is the rocket nozzle, which is also convergent divergent shape, or we can say bell-like shape.